So let's get going again with this, and let's get to part two. There really is so much here. It's fantastic. I'm very happy with this. It's another great reason why you need to come to a seminar.
Every place, right? So I'm going to do that pre-opener. And also, if I can, my name's Dick Dastardly. I'm going to hold the hand just a little bit longer than I should, just a little bit longer, not that long. You turn red fast. Oh my God. I'm just going to hold just a little, one more time. My name's Dick Dastardly. That's a normal handshake, right? My name's Dick Dastardly. I'm just going to linger just a little bit and look in her eyes and just give her a little bit of will, just a tiny little bit of willpower. It's not, I just want to test subtly. Give me her one more time. So I'll say, my name's Ross. I'll just look in that eye just a little bit.
Now when I say will, let me be clear, it's just a little bit, a tiny little turning up the intensity of my focus and attention on her, the intensity of my gaze. But it's really, really subtle. I'm afraid you guys, if I teach you this, are going to blow it and turn into Charlie Manson or, you know, Dracula. But it's, if normal intensity is a 1, I'm going to turn the intensity up to 1.25 or 1.5. It's very subtle.
A bit longer and a little bit harder than I should to see, does she give a, when you do it the right way, sometimes you'll hear them go, just a little involuntary intake of breath, and then I know I really have them. Okay? Do you get it? Do you see how this works? Sometimes I've even done this. You shop for groceries or you eat out all the time? You shop for groceries, right?
Yeah.
What are the stores here? Tesco? Or
Tesco.
Sainsbury's.
Sainsbury's, okay. So let's say, can you stand up for me for a second? Okay, we're shopping at Shane. How do you say it? Okay, you've got your cart. Here's the aisle. I'll go, excuse me, I need to reach over and grab the Cheerios. And I'll say, hey, can I ask you something? If you saw someone here stealing, like shoplifting.
And notice, if I were doing this in the real world, that's exactly the body position I would take. I would stand at a diagonal. I would not do this kind of thing face to face, which is so confrontational. One thing that will improve all of your approaches by a factor of at least 50%, if not more, is to learn to immediately to either approach at an angle or immediately turn at an angle, because it's just unconsciously communicating those safe signals. Face to face is confrontational.
In one of the aisles, would you turn them in? Yeah, see that, you're going to get that kind of response, but how would you, tell me what?
I don't know, possibly, maybe. Why?
Because when I saw you here, you took my breath away. Okay, that was really stupid. When I saw you, I thought, she's so attractive, she probably gets hit on 100 times a week. Think it's something totally different, and see if she has a sense of humor. My name is Dick Dastardly. Something stupid like that. You can have a seat. Okay, this is the funny approach. But so, now many guys will say, just keep being funny. Why do I not want to keep being funny over and over and over again? You ever have a guy been like a stand-up comic with you, and he doesn't stop? What response does it get?
I get bored.
You get bored. So I want to go from being funny to then being vulnerable, admitting it was dumb, and then very quickly stepping over to making my statement of intent. You know, I know that was really dumb, but when I saw you here, I thought, you better do something really different with this girl, because she's so pretty, she probably gets approached 100 times a week. You better do something different with this girl, because she's so pretty, she probably gets approached 100 times a week. That's really flattering, isn't it? That's really flattering, because it's saying that before you saw her, that you had a little conversation about it and were like racking your brains. Even though in reality you've got 5 different options memorized, because you're Ross Jeffries, you understand? Like, she was so adorable, she prompted you to step out, take a risk, and do something utterly spontaneous that you weren't planning.
And again, compliments that are received by her as, see, look at the look on her face. That's clearly someone who's happy about what she's seeing, hearing. Compliments that are well received create that, again, that willingness to hear more, that leaning forward, that seeking reward behavior.
Right? Chump. Does this make sense? Do you see the dynamic here? Then I'm going to introduce myself, and I'm going to do a little bit of an intrusion. And then, so let's play. So I introduce, so my name's Dick Dastardly. So I got to ask you, are you a roller, a folder, or a thrower? I'll go right into it. I'll go right into it. So
Now, I really like that format because it requires that it engages them. See where she's thinking about it already. And this is the advantage again. When you come to the seminar, you can see this live and in person. It really even has more impact. So when you come to a seminar, you'll know to look for that when you come. I like this because the kind of quiz and game like this, it requires they actively engage rather than passively sit back and listen or answer a question. They really have to actively engage. And when they actively engage, it's opening that reward-seeking circuit.
play with me. What does that mean?
I don't know what that means. What do you mean?
Okay, let's say you're going on vacation. Like, if you could go somewhere where no one knows who you are and nothing we do will ever get back to anyone.
Now I'm going to a much more seductive kind of theme that's designed to open that place in her mind that deals with escape and indulgence and fantasy. Now we're getting something more seductive.
You know, that kind of place. So you got the suitcase open. Do you roll the clothes, do you fold them, or do you throw them?
Fold them.
What's that?
Oh no, fold them probably, yeah.
Oh, you changed your answer. Fold them? You're a folder?
Yeah, folder, yeah.
It was great. I'm not sorry I came up to meet you, but you know, would never work. I was reading in the Journal of Scientific American that 99% of the time, whether two people really, you know, click, is determined by whether they're packing compatible. Kind of in my imagination it is. So let's try another one, okay? Let's see if we're snack compatible, right? Answer honestly. Pringles or pretzels?
And you only do these things as long as you see her continuing to be receptive.
Pringles.
Oh man, you're killing me here. Pringles? We'll try again, okay? Little goldfish snacks or Ritz crackers?
I don't know either of them.
Oh, you don't know what they are?
No.
Okay. Pralines or chocolate?
Chocolate.
Ah, yes. Okay, so are you...
Now she's giving me this answer about chocolate, which opens up some more traditional patterning, like the blowjob pattern. Here's where I'm going to get a little bit more hypnotic and seductive with my tonality and my tempo and the rest of it. So watch.
You're the kind of person, when you have a piece of chocolate, do you just eat the whole thing right away? Or can you like nibble on it and come back to it?
Nibble on it.
You're a nibbler too? Ah, yes. It's like I have a friend who says, like chocolate, you know, sometimes she has a piece of chocolate and she knows she shouldn't eat it, so she waits. She lets it sit there on the nightstand and she waits till she wakes up from a particularly, you know.
Now notice I'm starting to talk a little bit more softly and change my tempo and watch her start to respond to that. It's as much the shift in tempo and the shift in volume and the shift in resonance that creates that more seductive hypnotic effect. Like, okay, now that you're receptive to me, now that I've created that receptivity through being funny and vulnerable and playful and strong, now that I've opened up that circuit, now I'm going to start arousing you by being a lot more dominant and a lot more leading and a lot more hypnotic and using sexual metaphor and embedded commands and suggestions. So now that I've got this, you see that? Now that I've got this is submission, this is openness, this is vulnerability, this is full on. The reward seeking circuits are completely on a scale of 1 to 10, they're at a 15. Now I can start doing the other stuff. And the mistake many of you I think make in the initial walk-ups is you're going right for the hardcore hypnotic stuff right away. Before you establish safety and before you've created that curiosity and activated that reward seeking circuit that makes her want to stick around and makes her want to open to the rest of it. When you correct this, I think it'll be a major shift for all of you.
Interesting dream. She takes the bar of chocolate. She doesn't unwrap it, she undresses it.
Now look at the response. This is someone who's getting aroused. You also can't see the color shifts. I'm sorry about that, but she's getting redder here, which is arousal.
And then she just, it's like that moment, you know, her friend was telling me, it's like when two people really like each other, there's that moment when they stop talking.
See, I stopped talking there.
It's that moment just before that first soft brush of the lips, and she says then you can feel a flood of liking this person like come all through you. And so
Come all through you?
Chocolate can be like that, don't you think? Maybe.
Huh?
You know, maybe. It should be damn good chocolate, huh? Anyway, okay. One more, right?
Okay.
Ready? Reese's Cups or s'mores? By the way, you really don't know, you've never heard of Ritz crackers?
Are they the ones?
See, once I get that arousal response, I don't keep leaning on it. I pull back. If I lean on it and lean on it and lean on it, then she's going to back off. And instead of more reward seeking, it's going to be fear, flight, run away, or fight. But almost always fear.
So you put cheese on?
Yeah, you could put cheese or whatever you want. Sour cream, pickles.
Yeah, I think I might have done.
And goldfish snacks, they're shaped like goldfish. You never seen, you don't have them here? We've got a market to exploit. Reese's Cups or s'mores?
Oh, Reese's.
Really? Okay. The great big ones or the little tiny ones?
The big ones.
The big ones. Okay, now you have to tell me, because I'm really starting to like what I'm perceiving here, but there's one important detail that you haven't told me, okay?
Now I'm getting more physical. See that? Let me move this bar out of the way. Sorry about that, guys. I'll put it up here. So now I'm going to hold on a little bit.
Be honest with me. Okay, the big ones, right? Do you like peel the chocolate off and eat the center of
Now
the
I'm going
peanut
back
butter
to
first?
the chocolate thing.
Or do you just eat, it chocolate and peanut butter at the same time?
Chocolate and then the peanut butter.
Chocolate and then the peanut butter.
Yeah.
So you kind of eat around the peanut butter.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a eat-arounder. Okay, I think possibly we could get along. You know what? I'll tell you what. I'm about to check out. I only have, obviously, you're really busy. I can see
Now I'm making the pacing statement.
you got your keys in your hand. I got to get going too. I don't have a lot of time. But I'll tell you what, there's a Starbucks right over there. Why don't we go pop out and have a little cup of coffee? I only have like 10 minutes, but
See, I'm going to move her out of there and see if I can get an instant non-date. It's not an instant date, as some call it. It's not really a date. But I want her out of that location and in a place where you could sit more quietly and be more intimate with our body positions, et cetera, you know, more focused, because there's not going to be so much going on around.
I think it'd be fun to sit and talk for 10 minutes.
Yeah, you got some Reese's Pieces. Yeah, go on then.
Oh, okay. That's one thing. Let's say I see that we both don't have time. I now have to make, I have to get an agreement to meet again. So I'll say something like this. I'll say, look, I know I've been kidding around here, and I know we don't really know each other. I don't know you, and you don't yet know the person I am. But, you know, if you're not with someone right now who's with you in the way you truly want them to be.
Now, there's that famous saying, you know, if you're not with someone right now in the way you truly want them to be. Now, I really like that, because if she's not with anyone, that qualifies. And if she is with someone, she's going to reflect, well, do I truly want to be with them? It's a really great thing to do as you're pitching for the contact information, if you can't instant date them.
Then maybe we owe it to each other to hang out and spend some time.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll tell you what, why don't we exchange information? I'd say something like that. Or, I'll tell you what I used to do, and it always worked.
Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this. I encourage your comments and your